got a handful of things to do here, and I have been putting them off. In fact, something that I haven't done in a while has come to this. I will call these pretty much like, well, that is happening. I've got the height distribution information, but that does need cleaned up, so I can't really claim that. But what else? That I'm getting bogged down and coming close to the end of this and realizing there are a bunch of things that need done. First, bar graph needs made sensible. Array of sub array of gadgets not on the hoof. Data needs to be made float, at least, maybe double. The array info panel needs neatened. The this is no longer relevant. That is done, yeah. This is all redundant, this stuff up the top. I should have one list. These are still relevant. Clipping logic order, yeah, well, yeah, like, that's sort of, I kinda don't like the way any of this is worded. I shouldn't be getting bogged down in this, but it's true. These are like possibilities more than I'm just going to rename this possible. Possible things I'll look into in more detail. This, it's very easy for me just to say, just to add different file types at least and select a few different ones. It's not a thing I'm going to focus on for the development, honestly, of the end of the editor, because, you know, if I find myself using it rather than just playing with the idea of making it, then I may want to try out different file types, but I can do that just by adding them as and when I want to think about it. But okay. There's another thing which has to go in, and I've forgotten what it was. Data needs to be made float, array info panel needs neatened. Oh yes, better redistribution algorithms. Algorithms. What? I don't know, can I do a logarithmic scale? I wish I had a spelling checker and logarithms. I've heard the term logarithmic scale, I have no idea what it means. But also a totally an even redistribution maps. Why don't I just look? No, I'm not going to look up logarithmic scale just now. These things are more important. Data needs to be made float. That feels like a vital must-do one immediately, because that affects the save files of the arrays. In fact, that is the top priority right now. I have made another larger render. It's nice to play with it. I need the extra redistribution options before I really get to see how much detail I can get. But all of the renders, oops, didn't mean to close that, that was the cursor. All of the renders I do are going to be pointless until I can be fairly sure I'm not going to be changing the save file so much, or at all. I can always fudge it to load old renders, ones that I've spent maybe hours rendering, but anyway. Data becomes, for now, float. Should I just go straight to double? Like if I'm doing this, do I just go straight to double? I think I do. It's going to double the size of the files until I pull my finger out and make them into... Yeah, anyway. So, data's doubles. Am I going to really, really regret that? I think what... No, I don't care. I'm going for it. So, let's see. Actually, I can't do it. I can't go that far. I can't believe I'm resisting this way, but I am, because everything else is floats. When the time comes that everything becomes doubles, if it does, then I'll do it then. But as it is, I may just avoid a lot of casting that it would have to do if I make it a float. So I'm going to take this out first of all. And I'm going to take this out because it's no longer... Which bit of this do I need an extra? I don't need this bit, that's what I don't need. At least that should be okay. Now, here I want to write float. Bye bye save files. And here I want to read float. And this has to be a float. Right. Okay, yeah, this has to be a float. That does remain an unsigned int. Load old is just going to be, unfortunately, remmed because it won't allow me to run. Now I think that that's it for there. I mean, I'm kind of surprised by this. Not surprised, but now render, you will be recompiled. In a moment it should tell me this is not allowed, yeah. Float. When do I do things like... Oh, that's it. I don't do anything like fuss around with it as a float until I get into draw curve gradient. I don't like it at all. And that's it, it's not even, doesn't make any difference there either. I hope this is okay. I'm doing this just because I'm pedantic. I'm not that pedantic actually. If I was properly pedantic I'd not be such an incompetent coder, but I am doing this just because I like to be reminded. Now, let me guess, that is absolutely all of it. Well, Oops, stop, don't do that yet. Yeah, do be in release mode, I feel bold. And what I really need to think about is removing, again, latest array. I did save this one. And let me have a little look in Recursor. Is Recursor doing anything to data? It will be in Recursor. Okay, hang on a sec. You get in there. Recursor, array gadget. Not array gadget, a view gadget. The more substantial. Yeah, mostly it just does stuff. Update details, graph details. In update details, I wonder. Update details of this. That's kind of, yeah. And is there anything in paint array that fusses with data in a way that is FI average height? These are doubles. Okay, well, whatever. Temp high is a float. This is a float. I wonder if that's been causing big problems. I wonder if it really has. Maybe not. Anyway. This no longer needs to equal the unsigned int of that. And this no longer needs to be that of that. Think for a moment, there we go. There's no shenanigans there. And here, this does not need to be the unsigned int of that. You telling me this? Oh, maybe I don't need that. Oh, the plus 0.5. I'm taking that out for now. G step is this. Is high, a bit high threshold is a bloody integer. These are floats, thank goodness. I wasn't so. Okay, let me see. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, I am going to run this little bad boy. I'm going to have no array file, but I can make one. Oops, I better run this little bad boy. Debug it off, why not? I expect this to be okay, I think, unless I've missed something, which I possibly have. It's not doing that much in a way. I'm not sure if I expect very much difference. We'll see. I feel like the more difference will be gained by redistributing the heights. There is another benefit to using a float though, which is that I can scale the effective thickness of the line, I think, for smaller resolutions. It's the case that I've become accustomed to how thick the line appears to be. Yep, no array. I've still got this error message. Let me just get in here. Remove I do not want to do a 15 recursion render. I want, I think, to do maybe a 9 recursion render. And somewhere around here is fine, it doesn't really matter. Render still. This may, oh, well, not took almost no time. And looks kind of fine. In fact, it took so little time. What was my exponential value? 4. Wow. Okay, well, now I'm curious. Yeah, it darkens it down. Okay, well, I want to kind of display more information here. I want more like the log information, really. So I'm going to store more with the array definition. But I think I'll sort out this gadget first. First off, though, this seems to have worked. This doesn't seem to have caused a problem. 9 recursions was very easy for it. So let's go for 10. This will be 5 times longer. Or something, it's hard to tell. It's not really possible to. It's still pretty reasonably fast. Exponent value 6. Like what happens when I take this down to 3 still? Yeah, you can see it alright. Wow. But it's almost instant. But yeah, actually that is, honestly, the exponent obviously is causing a problem. Excuse me one more. Okay. So I think that has worked. I'm going to have to check some of my sums and see if I'm doing some rounding that I shouldn't be, because this leap immediately to this color, I can't figure out if that's like a consequence of the exponential shading, or if I'm making an error. I still feel like it should, I don't know, maybe I'm just wrong about the way it's working, and maybe I'm just, my intuition about the sums is just wrong. Maybe I should get more detail from this thing and see if it helps me just understand and predict. I mean, look at that. I think that what I'll do is, I think I'll do another render. I'll do it like this one, but I'll do it at an extra set of recursions. And I'll have a little look. More recursions does solve this problem of it breaking up at the low levels. It just obviously takes a long time. But in the meantime, while it's doing that, I will call that done. I mean, oops, didn't mean to do that. I kind of always knew there wasn't much to it, and I think it will have benefits. Bar graph needs to be sensible, array info needs to be neatened, more array info added. Array creation time, array, oh my goodness, there is not only the render time but the scale type and array scale value for now, and threshold. If I can get these things, I will try and stick them into it in the render thing that creates the array. I will try to. But actually I need to do this before I neaten the array panel. So I think I'll fix the bar graph first. It should show me the new render if I just click here. Well, again, it's added another layer, but you can still see it breaking up at the low levels, it creating banding, basically. And I think that I don't think it is an error with my sums. I think that that's what I should expect. As I make this more extreme, the banding creeps. Wow, it gets a long way on a load of recursions. It's so interesting. I really just want to add recursions further, but I'm just not getting enough benefit. Like it's destroying the low end too much, broadening out, I think, the amount of color that's in the middle. Right enough, look at that. But the low end just starts to disintegrate, and I'm not really that. Well, maybe I do. Maybe it's just not surprising. Really so interesting though. But really, this is like this very steep graph in here, which I need to spread out to be all the way along there. It's nice. I'm pretty sure this is accurate now. Pretty sure. Just needs to be drawn more elegantly. Let me just do one more little, like really push it. Yeah. But at the top, well, yeah, high point, only 144,000. It's not actually that much. Not actually that much. Okay. So I'll stick that back to something like that and it'll go dark. Yeah. Cool. I think it's working, basically. I think that is how it's supposed to be. But let's have a little look. I've got 10 minutes or so. And I've done one useful thing. I could probably squeeze in another useful thing. Inside the bar graph gadget, there are a number of things besides just that. It has a series of sub-gadgets. It has not only a list of heights, it's got its data and its gradient. It's also got a list of, well no, it's got a top percent my label. It's got a bottom percent my label. It's got column. What on earth would you call them? The things that appear at the bottom of the columns to note what they are. Well, I'll just call it column label. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to call it column label 1. Oh no, except it's column label labels top list my label equals new list my label and column label bottom. Column labels. No, it just will be 1 and 2 for easiness. List my label. New list my. And there is field column values list my label equals new list my label. Okay, And that's basically it. These will be, I will create them inside new, and they'll be positioned inside set data. So, I don't know if I want to be too precious with them. Top percent equal top per cant. Top percent equals new my label parent self string just percent. Well, do I want to position these things just now? These ones maybe I can. It's like I'm positioning it. Well, I'm positioning it at 0, 0, comma, I think maybe 2, and its width is axis width minus 1.0, and its height is font small, and its font size is font small. Maybe its height should be a bit bigger than that. I don't think so. That's what it's getting. And top percent align sides. It's locked to the left and to the top. Low and low. Bottom percent. Is that what it's called? Yeah. New my label self, comma, again for now just percent. X is again 0, 0. Y is going to be okay, I will set up some things here, I suppose. What am I doing? Ugh, nah, it's not worth it. These are the only two I'm setting up here. And it's just their positions, not you. So I'm just going to say face height minus axis width plus font small plus 2. We'll see if that's okay. Width being axis width minus 1.0, I think I said before. And it's font small, font small. Let's hope that's okay. Bottom percent align sides. Now this one is locked low and high for its top and bottom, so it stays locked to the bottom. There's one other thing though, which is top percent justify right and bottom percent justify right. Now I'm sure those are the only two I'm creating just now. So what I need to do is in set data, heights clear. I need to do rather more than that. I need to clear column labels 1, column labels 2, and column values. That's a tedious thing to do. I suppose I can just call a clear, I can make a clear method. And I say for local L, my label this is really tedious. Local L, my label equals my label equals null for L equals each in column values. Next. This is almost pointless because, like, I better just do it. In fact, yeah, definitely better. They won't go away properly either. Well, they will actually, when the bar graph itself goes away. It's not the end of the world, it's just me being... What am I saying here? Column labels 1, L. Okay. Okay, and I guess height's clear. It's just a list of floats. So, in here I want to do a thing which is like finished draw, like some of the work of finished draw. Yeah, like this kind of stuff, basically. I will do... what could I do? Well, I mean, I could make gadgets, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave this bit drawing the axis, but all the little bits of text will be in gadgets. I don't know if I'm going to get to the end of this because that is already just past half an hour and I'm feeling pretty knackered. I need to concentrate to make sure that I position them all in the right place. But that's not bad, that's not hard. I will just I think... Oh man, having to do this every time anyway does make it a different sort of proposition. I don't have to do the text print, I do have to do these bits. Let me look at this. Man, I don't think I need prop step. That's going to be going inside here. But yeah, I'm too tired to concentrate on it right now. I'm going to take a break and I'll finish updating the bar graph gadget to have slightly nicer looking labels next time.